What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing Jeepers Creepers 2. Now, obviously, if you didn't watch my first review, I mentioned stuff at the beginning of that video, so that's relevant. So go watch that video if you haven't seen it already. But let's go ahead and get into this review. First things first, the synopsis for this movie. Gosh, it's a long synopsis. After his son is set upon a scarecrow that seems to come alive, Farmer Jack, I'm not going to say, and his son go looking for an explanation. Meanwhile, a bus carrying high school students breaks down nearby, and a creature known as the Creeper starts a killing spree. The elder, the farmer dude, soon realizes the killings and attacks on his son are connected, and after alerting the community to be on guard, he aims to pummel the Creeper. Now, personally, growing up when we watched these movies, I watched the second one a lot more than the first one. And personally, and this is probably, I think this movie is better than the first one. I don't know if that's nostalgia. I did just rewatch it, and I still enjoy this one more than the first one. I don't know why. There is a lot more cliche, and there's a lot more cookie-cutter characters, and that's one big problem that this movie does do a lot. It's got a lot of problems in the character department. But with that being said, I do think the Creeper is at his best here. I think the Creeper looks slightly better here, and also having a bigger budget, they get to do more with this character and more with this story, and I really like what they do. And the callbacks to the first movie, I feel like is done very well without having to be like, remember the first one? Remember the first one? Remember the first one? It does a good job letting you know this is a sequel, it's connected, and it does a good job with that. And the kills here, I feel like, are pretty good with some decent effects. And there's also some good character acting at some points. But then there's also when we get into some generic territory for some of these characters. And you get some typical arguing about disagreements in here. And you get a lot of the cliches that you see in a bunch of these type of horror movies. But there are a lot of interesting sequences with the Creeper. You get to see more of him. You can see him more visually. And there's a lot of fun sequences here that I think are executed really well. Like I said, the characters here are not the best. They're actually not that great at all, except for like the farmer guy. He's a pretty decent character. I like him. I like how they handle that character. And I think the Creeper, like, they build up some good tension here, and they know what people want to see. They want to see the Creeper. They're not like yeah, they hide him a bit, but like this movie does not feel long, even though it's not really long at all. It's like an hour and 44 minutes, but it feels short, like in a good way. Like it's like I was like, it's not like a movie I was looking at the time. I was like, oh, this movie's not over yet. Like I was enjoying it, and a lot of the ideas they go for in here, I do enjoy. Now, like I said, there are some annoying moments where characters do dumb things, and there's also some genuine moments, though, of good acting. There's one scene this guy's got his arm pinned to a tree by a knife, and you can see the genuine terror on this guy's face. And I'm like, that's really good acting there. I think that looks really good. But there's other times where there's some really questionable acting and really questionable dialogue where I'm like, okay, we can, okay. And then there's like this whole crazy action sequence in the movie with a harpoon and everything. And I really feel like the movie really goes for an action feel at points, which I don't know if that's really a good thing or a bad thing. I think the movie does really good at building suspense. I think the movie does do a good job at building suspense at points. Here's one thing though, literally half of the characters, even though like they're not actually like, even ones that did have some dialogue, disappear. I guess the creeper didn't want them. I mean, I get to see the creeper picking out people, but I seeing like half these teenagers that were in this bus just disappear, like and not give a solid explanation, is like so odd. And the way the movie also ends, with a spoilers a little bit, a jump to 23 years in the future, and like the guy is straight up like waiting for this to happen, waiting for the creeper to come back. I'm like, okay, you could do something with that, but it doesn't really do anything with that. But it's really an interesting scenario that they build up in this movie. I think a lot of things are done well and are amped up. I feel like this does its job. It's supposed to do this. It's supposed to bring you in for what you liked about the first movie, but up it. And I definitely have to disagree with some of the reviews that I've seen on this movie, because I do enjoy this one. I don't know if a lot of people don't like it because of the director or what, but I do enjoy this one more than the first one. I really do. Because I think it's done well, and there's some nice shots. Like, some really nice shots in this movie. Like, there's this one where, like, he has his wings out, and then there's like the headlights are shining on him. That's a really good shot. And like some of the practical effects, man, like where he pulls off a chunk of his head, he brings a new head out, and the practical effects on this guy and the makeup and everything about there's some CG here, but I don't think it looks that bad for the time. I think this movie looks good. I think this movie looks fun. I think this movie, they knew what they were going with, and they wanted to amp up what they did. And I think they did that to a good degree. I think those reviews are, personally, I don't know. I don't know if maybe there's some people it's just the director is like, I don't know, is changing their opinion on the movie or what, but I don't know. I enjoy this one. I think it is a better film in comparison to the first one. I do enjoy it more. My personal rating, this is where it gets hard. Because I'm thinking a 3 out of 5 is a solid point for this movie. I think, yeah, we're going to go 3 out of 5. I don't think the movie's great or anything, but I do enjoy this movie for what it is. And I think a lot of people are going to have more fun with this one. But I don't know. I don't know. I really do like this one, though. What do you guys think of this movie? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. And we will be reviewing Jeepers Creepers 3. I'm actually about to watch it as of recording, so hope you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!